Let's bring in James Carville now. He's down in New Orleans. He's our GMA contributor. That's what he's smiling about, the Saints, not the Democrats, right, James?
Right, no, exactly. No. It's all the Saints right now. What a surprise. These Democrats are disagreeing with each other. I've never heard anything like that before in my life.
Carville, it sounds like you're a little hoarse from cheering last night. Let's get to the Democrats right now. You write in the Financial Times this morning that the takeaway the Democrats have to get from the election is to learn the blame game. Learn to blame President Bush and the Republicans. But Republican Senator Jim DeMint took that on yesterday on This Week. Listen.
Right. People are alarmed and angry about the spending, the debt, the government takeovers. And I've been amazed to hear Mr. Axelrod and what the president said this week. After 3 years of controlling both houses of Congress, they're still trying to blame someone else.
Don't you think Americans are more interested in what President Obama is going to do now than what President Bush did then?
You know, you have to put things in context, George. If you're looking at what's happening, the president has to explain what he took over and what happened. When you go back and you look at, say, the war in Afghanistan, it has to be explained that there was a failure to capture bin Laden when they had a chance to. President Reagan, if you go back to 1980, in his original State of the Union address, blasted Jimmy Carter. And when it said, before you can ever know what you're going to do in the future, you have to understand the past. And what I'm merely saying is that the Democrats have to put that into context. That's a very important thing. Senator DeMint, amusingly enough, is a man that says we have to kill health care so the president will fail. So, well, he doesn't care because he'll say whatever he wants.
He's not exactly alone. I mean, you saw this intra-Democratic debate, Harold Ford versus Ed Rendell in Jake's piece. Some Democrats like Harold Ford saying, go back to business tax cuts, scale down health care. Ed Rendell saying, fight. Which side are you on?
Look, I'm on the side to explain what the president is doing, to explain what it is that he inherited and to put into context what his program is. I think he's done a lot of different things, many of them good, but it's not coming across to people that it's a coherent strategy to deal with the economic realities that we're in right now. I think that also, they're talking about job creation as part of the State of the Union. I mean, I think that would be a good thing in a sense, but he's got to give the American people a little bit clearer sense that he has a strategy to deal with this. I think that's one of the problems that he's having right now, is it seems very, very ad hoc.
You talk about context. There are more and more signs since Tuesday that the Democrats are in trouble. Republicans coming out of the woodwork to challenge Democratic House members. Another Democratic House member is retiring today. Last year, you wrote in your book, 40 More Years, quote, Republicans have no hope of making serious inroads into Democratic advantages in 2010 or likely 2012 or 2014 and so on. It's time to call TOD, time of death, on the GOP. Care to revise that opinion?
Oh, I would revise it up a little bit. Look, the general thesis of the book is that the demographic trends were going to favor the Democrats for time to come. Look, we've won 4 out of the last 5 popular votes in the presidential election. But right now, unless the president's able to change direction, we will have a rough 2010. But I don't also give hope that there are things we can do between now and November to lessen that effect.
Is the Democratic majority at risk in the House?
You have to think that unless something is done to change direction, I think everything's at risk.
Wow.
I mean, I don't think it'll happen, but you can't look at this. I think you got to look at this thing in Massachusetts and say there's a real signal here.
Okay.
And if you don't deal with it, it's going to get worse. If you deal with it, I think maybe bringing Mr. Plouffe in is a sign that people want to deal with it.
Okay. You said you don't think it will happen. When you were wrong in 2002, you dumped a garbage can on your head. When you were wrong in 2004 about John Kerry, you smashed an egg on your face. We want you back after Election Day if Republicans take control. What will you do?
I don't know. It depends if the Saints win the Super Bowl. I'll have to think of one up in 2010. But I hope I'm wrong. I don't think I'm wrong. And by the way, you know, they're Republicans, and there's not much of a good feeling toward them, and I'm sure that they're going to overplay their hand and do something. You know, I'm counting on them doing something stupid to save my prediction between now and November.
Okay, James, thanks very much. Congrats on the Saints.
You bet.